Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and flight leader of the Blue Angels, from Chicago, Illinois, Commander Bill Newman.
Boss Newman, Bill Newman, he was fabulous. They all are fabulous, but Boss Newman was fantastic.
An unbelievably likable guy in that he is 6'4", 6'5", I guess, and all-American swimmer at the Naval Academy. But he had these long legs that he would sit down at the practice table when we were out in El Centro, and you'd have your show boots all shined up, and Boss Newman would bang his legs out or something, and next thing you know, your show boots got scuffed, or he'd knock over a coffee cup or something like that. And you'd think, man, how dangerous is this guy? But he wasn't dangerous. He was just a good guy and just did everything, and he worked. You've never seen anybody work like Boss Newman did as far as his effort.
He was a good leader. I mean, you know, if you got to some place that he didn't like, he was very good at communicating with you and telling you this is what I want and everything else. But of course, again, once you get into the brief and the debrief, there were times when I'm sure that we were a little bit hard on him.
When I watched the way that current Blue Angels talk to the leader and how they give him help, and if we didn't like something that Boss Newman did, we'd just say that's no good, boss. You got to do it you got to do better. And instead of giving him help, and he would just work it and fix it. Terrific from that standpoint.
He's one of the guys. I remember Boss Newman would, when I first got to Pensacola, he would come out of his office. He had an office by himself, and then the rest of the pilots would be right outside his office door, and they would have, each one had their own desk. And Boss Newman would come out and start joking around. Then all the other 3 or 4 pilots, if they were there, would gang up on him and wrestle him and roll him down on the floor, and they were rolling around like a bunch of kids. And I was, holy smokes, this guy's a commander, and these the other pilots are lieutenants. I just never seen anything like it. But it was so neat, so great that Boss Newman can do that with us. He was just like a little kid with us. He was the best man.
I remember writing him a little inscription on a picture that I gave him and said, "To the man in whom I've put more trust than any in my life." And it's certainly true that he carried us through difficult things. Terrific guy.